Hey guys, long time no see. I'm not going to be doing very many videos this summer. I've got a lot going on. I apologize, it's like 2-week gaps between all my videos. But this is a video I was wanting to put up before the NHL Playoffs started, and it's basically my predictions for the whole playoffs. So take it as you will. So basically, I have the Pittsburgh Penguins defeating the New York Islanders 4-1. So far that's going okay. 2-1 right now for Pittsburgh. I feel like there's just too many stars for Pittsburgh for the Islanders to keep up. Islanders are a scrappy team. They're a very physical team. But I just felt like Pittsburgh would win this series 4-1. And then we've got 2nd seed Montreal Canadiens and the 7th seed Ottawa Senators. I actually have the Ottawa Senators winning this series 4-3. For whatever reason, I just felt like the return of Erik Karlsson would help rejuvenate this team and be able to take advantage of the Montreal Canadiens. And once again, so far, this is, especially with this last game, it's really happening. Ottawa's up 2-1. They really exploited Montreal 6-1 in Game 3, and I'm hoping it continues that way. Then there's the 3 seed Washington Capitals and the 6 seed New York Rangers. I have the Capitals winning this series 4-2. I think Alex Ovechkin's going to do a great job in this series. He seems to be doing pretty well so far. The Rangers just don't have the talent to match up with the Capitals, and that's why I've got the Capitals winning 4-2. Then you've got the 4 seed Boston Bruins and the 5 seed Toronto Maple Leafs. I've got Boston winning 4-1. I was really shocked that Toronto won Game 2. I didn't think they would win a game until like Game 4, but they won one at Boston, which was kind of a shocker. But so far, my prediction's right there. They've only won one game, and hopefully it stays that way. But I've got Boston winning that 4-1. In the Western Conference, the 1 seed Chicago Blackhawks and the 8 seed the Minnesota Wild. Got Chicago winning that series 4-1. There's a reason why Chicago was the best team during the regular season, and I think it's just going to continue throughout the playoffs. I don't think Minnesota is much of a match. They've got some great players. Zach Parise is one of them, but I just don't think that they're going to be able to keep up with the likes of a Patrick Sharp, a Patrick Kane, a Duncan Keith, a Jonathan Toews. Just too many great players on the Blackhawks, and I don't think Minnesota can keep up with them. The 2 seed Anaheim Ducks and the 7 seed Detroit Red Wings, my prediction's already kind of shattered here. I had the Ducks winning 4-1. They swept the Red Wings during the regular season. I think it was 3-0. And now the series just got tied up last night, 2 games apiece, and it's going to head back to Anaheim. And I really think that Anaheim's going to win this series regardless. I wouldn't be surprised if they take it in 6, but I thought they were going to take it in 5, and that's not going to happen now. Detroit's playing very resilient. They're playing really tough, and they're a great playoff team, and I should have taken that into consideration. I thought I did when giving them just the 1 win, because Detroit wasn't really that great of a team this year. But anything can happen in the playoffs, and Detroit has shown that in the past. 3 seed Vancouver Canucks and the 6 seed San Jose Sharks. I had the Sharks winning this series 4-2. The Vancouver Canucks are notorious for being playoff chokers. They choked really bad last year in the first round, and being the 1 seed and losing to the 8 seed Los Angeles Kings. And so far they're really struggling again. They're down 3-0, and it could be over tonight. I believe they're playing again tonight, Game 4. It's at San Jose, so we could have our one and only sweep of the first round of the playoffs. And I just think Marlowe and Thornton and all those guys are just too much for Vancouver, and they've just got they're cursed right at the moment. So I don't know, I don't know if they need a management change or a player change or a coaching change, but something's just not working out for them. And then finally in the first round, you got the 4 seed St. Louis Blues and the 5 seed Los Angeles Kings. This was probably the most exciting matchup that I looked at, before the playoffs began. When I was looking at all the matchups, this was the best one. You got the defending champion LA Kings playing the St. Louis Blues, and the Blues with home ice advantage. But these 2 teams are so identical in their playing styles and how they match up, and I knew it was going to be a very long series, so I have them St. Louis winning that series 4-3, and right now it's 2-2, so it's looking pretty good for my prediction as long as for that series right now. those are my first round predictions. I went ahead and did the whole playoffs. As everybody knows that's an NHL fan, they reseed after the first round so that the highest seed plays the lowest seed and the second highest seed plays the second lowest seed in each conference. It's very similar to what the NFL does in their seeding process in the playoffs. So as far as the second round was concerned, it was 1 seed Pittsburgh Penguins and the 7 seed Ottawa Senators. I had the Penguins winning 4-2. There's too much talent. You know, you got guys like Crosby, Malkin, Iginla, Kunitz, Neal. I could go on. Morrow. So I just feel like at some point that talent is really going to kick in and it's going to make things difficult. And I think they are going to give up 2 games in this series because Ottawa is going to be playing with a lot of revenge. Erik Karlsson's going to want to try to get back at them after having his Achilles severed just like 11, 12 weeks ago. Came back after 10 weeks of an injury like that, which is an amazing feat. So I have a lot of respect for him. I have a lot of respect for his team, but I just don't think it's going to help out in the end. They're just not going to be able to overcome the talent gap that the Penguins have over them. So Penguins 4-2 over them. There was the 3 seed Washington Capitals and the 4 seed Boston Bruins. Washington would have the home ice advantage, but I actually have the Boston Bruins winning this series 4-3. Definitely think it would be a tough one. I think it would be a very close series. Alex Ovechkin and the Capitals just seem to be cursed in the playoffs. They haven't even reached the Stanley Cup, and I don't even think they've reached the Eastern Conference Finals. And if they have, I apologize for thinking that they hadn't. But Boston just has the playoff experience, and I think that they'll get it done. It's going to be about the goaltending. Is he going to be able to do what the previous goalie did in winning the Stanley Cup? Is he going to be as unshakable? But I've got them winning 4-3. In the Western Conference, it's got the 1 seed Chicago Blackhawks and the 6 seed San Jose Sharks. Once again, Chicago takes this series 4-2. They're going to dominate just like they did during the regular season. Just too much talent, too much cohesiveness. They're a great team. And then the 2 seed Anaheim Ducks against the 4 seed St. Louis Blues. I've got Anaheim winning. They're just another team that performed really well during the regular season. And because of this lockout shortened season, I just feel like there's not going to be very many upsets in the playoffs. The top teams are going to stand out, and that's what I've got here, Anaheim over St. Louis. For the Eastern Conference Finals, I've got the 1 seed Pittsburgh Penguins and the 4 seed Boston Bruins. Pittsburgh, I've got winning this 4-2 once again. Boston, they've got a great team, but I think the goaltending is going to be a problem for them once they get this far in the series. He doesn't have the experience. The Penguins have 2 guys that can play real well in the goal, and you know, I just feel like Pittsburgh's just got too much talent. They've got too many scorers. Defense might be a problem, but if they stay healthy, they should be able to take care of this series. 4-2 Pittsburgh. And then the Western Conference Finals, the 1 seed Chicago Blackhawks and the 2 seed Anaheim Ducks. I've got this going to 7 games because both teams are very talented, and I think Anaheim could really give them a run. But I've got Chicago winning it 4-3. Once again, they're going to prove why they were the best team in the regular season. In the Stanley Cup Finals, though, I've got the Pittsburgh Penguins, the 1 seed from the East, and the Chicago Blackhawks, the 1 seed from the West. And I actually have the Penguins winning this 4-2. I am a Pittsburgh Penguins fan, so there might be a little bit of bias rubbing off. But I just feel like there's so many scores. They loaded up on this team like the Miami Heat did when they added LeBron James and Chris Bosh to the team to go along with Dwayne Wade. They added some great depth guys. The Penguins did that towards the end of the regular season, added a lot of depth. They're really deep all the way to their 4th line. And I just feel like, you know, that's really going to kick in come the Stanley Cup Finals. And I think they can actually take it in 6. There was an inkling of doubt in me that says, oh, it's going to go to 7 games. But there's this part of me that thinks they're really going to have it in gear. They're really going to know each other real well. They're going to have played each other long enough that they're going to get this going and win this series 4-2. So I've got the Penguins becoming 4-time champions, Sidney Crosby winning his 2nd cup. A lot of people are probably not going to like that, but that's just my predictions. Probably not going to happen. I'm never one of those that thinks my brackets are just completely right and they're never going to be wrong. I'm always open to, you know, talk from other people about what they're seeing, what they believe is going to happen, and that's you know, everybody's got their own opinions, and I respect that. So if you guys want, leave a comment below and tell me what you think. Tell me what you think is going to happen in the playoffs, who your Eastern Conference champion is, who your Western Conference champion is, and who your Stanley Cup champion is. And you could even put your biggest upset if you want to on there too. So anyway, thanks guys, and I will see you next time.